Welcome to Yep, Yeah, Yes with Marissa and Tamika. I am your co-host Tamika alongside my co-host Marissa, and we are coming to you on this beautiful, rainy December afternoon on Long Island in the comfort of a home, sitting next to each other via Zoom in your television if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're listening on your phone if you're not watching YouTube.
In your vehicle?
In your vehicle that they did not repo yet. But anyway, I digress. Marissa, how are you?
I'm great. How you doing? How's your cough?
Still got my cough. Every cough ain't COVID. Can we talk about that for a minute?
It ain't
like, when can we go back to just coughing? Like, I just got a cough and I don't got the Rona. When can we go back to those days?
It's probably going to be, you're 5 years out.
Yeah, I know, man. Oh, man. The Rona, my Corona. Anyway, so today, I want to do something, kind of flip it a little bit. We're going to have a full day of something called, it's in my hearing aid. I can't, here we go again.
Oh, for those of you, I explained this before. Tamika's got these dope new hearing aids. They're Bluetooth, so all her devices play on her earphones, on her hearing aids. I could hear it. I'm not sure you could hear it, but you're about to hear it right now.
We'll try it one more time.
This week, we're going to be, it's all...
Yeah, that's trending!
All right, so basically, Yep, That's Trending is today's topic. We basically talk about some of the trending things going on in the news. Shout out to the original Hot Topic person, Wendy doing. What do we want to say? Thoughts and prayers.
On your mom's passing.
On your mom's passing.
And you're having a mental breakdown.
Yes.
Breakdown.
Hopefully you're spending time with your family during this trying time for you and so many others in our country. But take the time you need and come back. Bring the shade in January. All right. Anyway, so let's start. So what?
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I digress.
Moving on. So I wanted the first topic I wanted to get into was reality TV woes and why reality TV marriage woes.
Yeah.
And why so many of these marriages are kind of ending up in divorce. It's weird because it seems to me that like marriage is like, you go into it, you don't go into it thinking you're going to break up. And I'm sure a lot of these couples go into the marriage not thinking they're going to break up, and then go into TV thinking this is going to only make our brand stronger, make us stronger. And then before the show is even, their stint on the show is even over, they've broken up. So I called together a couple of people that I wanted us to kind of focus on.
I'm so excited.
And I can hide it. So
wait, let's go to, are we going to start with the OGs first?
You can start with whoever.
Okay.
You start, because you haven't seen this before. Mm-hmm. I need this because you know how I am. Always making something up.
So I want to go with Bobby and Whitney.
For those that are listening, I made a picture, a collage of some of history's reality marriage couples and
that did not last.
That did not last, correct.
So Bobby and Whitney, I don't think the TV did anything that wasn't going to happen anyway, to be honest with you. So I can't really say it was a victim of circumstance.
Right.
It was that, I think that was inevitable. But I will say I think TV heightened what was happening. Then I'm going to bounce to the other OGs. The queen of chicken is this chicken
of a seat.
Oh. And do buffaloes have wings? Nick Lachey and Jessica Simpson. That was a beautiful train wreck.
That was. It was good while it lasted.
It really was. That was great.
I actually didn't expect them to break up. Watching the show, I didn't see. I just seemed like they were perfect for each other. But
she was dumb and he was very immature.
Right. And that didn't last either.
Where are we going next?
Then we go to Adrian and what is his name? Peter Brady from the Brady Bunch. Christopher.
See, that one I don't understand how they didn't make it last. He
What is
needed
his name? I gotta look it up. But go ahead and say what you're gonna say.
How to Catch a Brady. She pitched the show because she liked him so much because they were on. What was the show they were on? The Apprentice. Weren't they on The Apprentice?
they were on The Apprentice, but did they meet on The Apprentice?
Yes.
Okay.
And they had to pitch a show, a reality show, and then they were going to make it. And hers was, I want to pitch How to Catch a Brady. They weren't dating at the time, but she was throwing at him hard, and he caught it, and they had a reality show.
Yep.
And the only reason
My Fair Brady.
My Fair Brady.
Wow, 2005.
And I feel like, you know what? This is completely unfair because he needed somebody who felt like he was the most amazing person in the room, the smartest, the most amazing, and she fulfilled that. What was his name?
Christopher Knight and Adrian Curry.
And Adrian Curry, yes.
Right.
So I blame him, and I don't understand how that didn't work. Where are we going to next? Oh wait, what do you want to say about them?
No, I when you watched the show back then, they didn't seem like they should be together. Like they seemed like, what is it, water and vinegar? That the?
Yeah.
They didn't seem to match. Like they seemed like they loved each other, but they just were not compatible.
Oh, that happens.
You know,
yeah.
and not. I mean, some people are just together for a moment. You know, for that whatever moment that was in time. Right. But I didn't see.
And where are they respectively? Do you know?
He remarried someone, and
they have
they're
kids,
still
right?
married to who? The woman he's married to now?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. They've been married for 4 years.
Oh.
So I don't know. But the person is. It looks like it was the one he's married to now is his 4th marriage. So
one of them has a problem.
Right. I mean, I don't know how many times she's been married, but
Curry and Knight.
Right.
Well, yeah.
She's on her 2nd marriage. She's been married 2 years. So, but they were together for 6 years. So
yeah.
I mean,
not terrible.
Not terrible. So then next I want to go to let's try Cynthia Bailey and Peter Thomas from Real Housewives of Atlanta. The writing was on the wall the day of their wedding. Remember how the mother and the sister were crying hysterically because they're like, I don't want you to marry him. And she was like, well, I'm going to do it anyway. And they were like, you're making a mistake, girl. And it was a whole big thing.
Yeah.
And then, you know, they didn't last long. And now they're in the news because
she's suing him.
Right.
For a business loan.
Right.
And he's talking about.
That's on a side note.
I thought we was going to take care of this. Yeah.
On a side note, who's in the wrong here? Is anybody like, she's like, I mean, he's like, why she have to sue me? She knew she was going to get her money. But sometimes.
Listen, just because I'm going to get it, I want it now. And I've been communicating with you. I want my shit now.
Now everybody know.
Yeah.
So
no.
Yeah. But that, you know, it is what it is. What do you want to go to?
Let's go to, Bethany Frankel and Jason Hoppy.
Right. They're still married, I think. All
I can say is, listen, you met somebody with that kind of energy, you knew what you was getting.
Right.
And if you couldn't stand on that strong, don't come at it. Don't come at somebody like that and try to dim their light. And I think his biggest problem is that he needed something to hold over her. And at that time, I think he made more money, which in his mind meant that he was more successful.
Right.
Now, when that shifted, he couldn't handle it. My opinion.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, but it's just.
So what's the phrase kids now these days say? If you want a bad bitch, you gotta let her be a bad bitch. But if you want a bad bitch and you're trying to make her into something else, don't be with the bad bitch.
I ain't never heard none of that, but you got your ears to the street more than I do. I'm in the nursing homes with grandma now. I don't know about them streets, y'all.
Where are we going to next? Shut up.
We try Yolanda Hadid and David Foster.
Or no, it's Yolanda Hadid and Mr. Yolanda Hadid.
Is that why they broke up? Because he's
insecure.
Yeah.
And he has to be David Foster, not Mr. Yolanda.
What an arrogant. I saw this special on Netflix that he did. Did you see that?
I saw a part of it and I can't finish it.
He's very arrogant. You know, he's a talented musician. But his arrogance was palpable, and I just, ugh.
Ew.
But also, her arrogance was right up there too. The way she interacted with her friend, she always came across like, I'm the best kind of girlfriend. I care about my girlfriend. Like nobody else.
Right. Nobody else can.
You know,
Yeah.
she was the best at everything. She's the best at giving gifts. She always take care of my love.
I bet her birthday's in September.
Probably. You got to Google that. I'm not Googling it. You Google it. You Google it, son. Then we'll go to her friend on the show, Erica Jane and Tom Girardi, who recently announced that they were splitting up. But the whole thing stems from...
Oh, she's born January 11.
Oh, okay.
That makes an Aquarius, right?
I don't know. I don't know, name. So Tom Girardi and Erica Jane. So they are headed towards a divorce, but is it
a ruse?
Is it, yeah. You want to break it down a little bit?
So the ruse right now is saying it is alleged, said that they are filing for divorce because he has defrauded his firm of embezzled of winnings, court case winnings, to finance his and her lifestyles, which could be true. I don't see how he could be that rich. Like the way they be spending money like that, how she always has a glam team and they go everywhere with her. I know Bravo picks up a lot of the check, but they don't pay everybody.
They apparently don't pay the husbands.
No.
They pay the wives, and they don't pay the friends of.
Right. So like her glam team, I don't know if they're completely paid, but some of them might be. But the whole idea is if they file for divorce and he puts finances in her name, then it's not touched by the the lawsuit that him and his firm are both undergoing. And the other reason why I find this kind of like a ruse, the way she talks about him, she has such a respect level for him and her marriage, and 21 years, and the way she talks about it, like you can kind of tell when somebody's like that's I'm sick of you energy, or the whole like that's my dude. I don't care if he likes to share his glass of water with a dog. You know what I mean? Like there's an energy, or the whole like I don't even like him no more, but we've been together for 20 years, whatever.
Right.
I don't know. There's something there. I don't trust it. But she is insanely beautiful. I love the way she just communicates. I love everything about her. I like when she's like, oh no, honey. And like, oh, you look so put together. I didn't put myself together. A whole team did. I just love everything about it.
But now it's looking all crazy because if you took from these victims of a plane crash,
then
and
their children, then I got a problem.
There's more to that story. So they haven't. They're another couple that has not yet divorced, but they're saying they're separated.
Yeah.
Who do you want to go to? A couple of more.
Teresa Giudice and Joe Giudice. Juicy Joe and Trey.
Would they still be together if he wasn't deported to Italy?
No.
You think they would have still broke up?
Yeah. So here's 2 ways you can get an uppercut from Marissa. Mess with my kids and mess with my money. He did both.
Those are the only 2 standards you have?
No, no, I got a few.
We got to go off mine real quick and have a conversation amongst ourselves.
We got a few reasons why you're going to get an uppercut from Marissa. But as far as like the dissolution of my marriage, I was taken away from my family. Granted, she's just as dumb as he is. She signed all of these papers. Did she know full well? I think she did. Yeah, she knew that they were messing around with some money. To the extent of it, probably not completely, but she knew that something shady was happening. So I feel like she is sitting in of like, yes, I do need to go away. I did something wrong. But for this amount of time away from my girls, and then you're gone 4 years and I'm sitting here with the bag, right. Not only can you not contribute to this household that we created together, that we couldn't even effing afford, like now you're going to get deported. I'm left with such a bag. You got to get an uppercut for that one, and you got to bounce.
There you go.
And there you go.
I agree. So we'll go to John and Kate +8. They've been divorced for a long time. I don't think that they would have gotten a divorce had TVs not come into their home and polarize their personalities. Because there's something about being complacent. Like when somebody, like people calling John a doormat. You know what I mean? And so you start seeing that, and you're like, when somebody points out, and it's in the public, and now nothing is worse than a man's bruised ego, and now it's in front of everybody to see. That wasn't gonna last.
I have a totally separate opinion. I knew it wasn't gonna last, but in conclusion as to why. And so I used to watch this show.
Never watched it.
I used to watch this show, and here's the thing that I think I want people to put on a different lens. So I wear glasses, but I'm gonna, like, for dramatic emphasis, put on your lenses, and I want you to understand that when you have multiples, it is, and you have multiples. So they had a set of twins, and then they had 6 after that. She had, like, when I tell you that when you have all these kids crying for you for something, and babies, that baby cry does something to your insides that I can't explain. There's such a visceral reaction. You feel it into your molecules. So you have to be a well-oiled machine. When you have all these hands and all these people looking at you, and if he couldn't take himself to the challenge, he was very bitey towards her.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been so many times where she would, like, and I love you for that. Oh, and you did this, and I could never do that, and you did it. And it would have been like, I remember there was one scene where one of the 6, they were, I think, not babies, I want to say maybe 2, and they were looking for bunk beds, they were looking for furniture, and one of them hadn't pooped and had to poop. And when you're potty training, you always carry, like, a porta potty with you. He went to the van, helped him out, and something wouldn't come out, and he pulled out a turd. Exactly. You're cringing. Most people would cringe. And she was like, oh my gosh, I love you for that, because that's something I would never do. And she was he went to the car too. So she was, like, in the store with 8 other kids. Sorry, my math is wrong.
I cringe
6 other
on
kids.
the side note because it ain't my kid.
Right. Yeah. It ain't your kid. Exactly. But most people, like, are not looking to help pull out a turd from their kid's own anus.
I pulled out a turd from my dog's anus.
Mm-hmm.
It had hair. It was like,
yeah, you had to go. Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
So I feel like as many times it didn't translate well to people who didn't have that sort of environment where you have to be a well-oiled machine. You have to be regimented. I remember there's so many times where she would be like, but what happened? And he'd be like, oh, well, maybe. And you're like, motherfucker, you're going to get an uppercut, or you're going to put your hands in here. We got to get this going.
Right.
And
so you're saying because of it was really the kids.
No, I'm saying it was him. He didn't.
No, I mean the way he interacted with the kids.
The way he interacted with the whole environment, not just the kids, because I'm not going to say, it could be, editing as well. Him as a dad, I'm not talking about that. As far as, like, she would consistently give him reminders and redirection of, hey, these are the 10 things that have to get done this hour, and we got 8 people looking to get this 10 things done in an hour. I did 8. Where are your 2? Where are your 2? Where are your 2? Oh, you only did 1.5? This one had to someone else that might look like, wow, she's insane. But like I said, put on that lens. These are 8 effing kids that you're caring for. And she's a nurse. She's a labor and delivery nurse. So there is information there that she knows that we don't know when it comes to the care and development of kids. And we don't know their medicals. There's some things that we hear in the tabloids, but there might be needs and special needs that they have that we didn't really know about, and she didn't feel like we needed to know. So I'm Team Kate. Does she seem abrasive? Of course. Do I want to go out to dinner with her? Absolutely not. But I also know that when you have multiple people in a household that you're caring for, and if you're doing the lion's share and you have to consistently remind somebody else for the 2 things that they got to do, it ain't gonna work. And I know that to the rest of the world, he might have been like the doormat or whatever. Listen, he was very placid and complacent, and His lazy ass. I'm not Team John, but whatever. On to the
All right.
next.
Hulk and Linda Hogan.
I don't understand how they broke up.
Me neither.
I like that came out of nowhere.
That was totally. Didn't he have an affair or something? She said like, but it wasn't.
But she had an affair too.
But it was like towards the end.
I
feel like it was when they had the show. It was like,
yeah, you go through all like he's Hulk Hogan, like the world, like before when it was the WWF World Wrestling Federation. This dude, I still do this in school. Like when the kids are not listening, I can't hear them. Got to turn up the volume. I go like that. You're telling me to eat my vegetables. Like, you've been through all of that, and now you got a problem because the camera's in front of you? I don't know, man.
crazy.
I don't know how they broke up. And they seem so fitting for each other.
I know, they really did.
Like,
but
they're
I think it's TV.
I don't know. I just don't know. I think there's something else going on, and I think it might have been with her. I don't know. It could have been him. I don't know. I really don't know. But it could. They have what they portrayed on TV and their value system. Not that I agreed with it, but they seem to have a connection on how they felt their value system was. And I just like go out finding somebody else.
Exactly. So we got one more, Phaedra and Apollo. Jail will break up a marriage, but they were breaking up before.
They were breaking up before. She only married him because she didn't want her mom to be mad at her.
And to be honest, I feel like one of the telltale signs was, remember when he picked up Kenya? On the episode, he picked up Kenya, and they were like flirting with each other on the show. It was like very inappropriate.
Oh, he physically picked her up. Yeah. No, yeah.
It was just like, okay, this is not. This ain't gonna work. Well, like y'all work to get like your dude should not be showing any kind of affection or anything like that to your coworker in front of your face, in front of national TV.
What are you doing behind my back?
And y'all, and you know that she don't get along with the woman. Like that is so. Like
that's on the list number 3. That's how you get an uppercut by Marissa.
Could you imagine your dude friendly? Like you don't have no enemies, but somebody that was like that
don't really feel me like that, and you're like flirting with putting hands on somebody.
Not hands, but
no,
hands.
but like you're physically touching. Now, what would you do? What do you think would happen? What kind of conversation do you think? What do you think the aftermath of all that would be with me and my boo?
You would talk a lot, but you wouldn't do nothing.
I would like leave? Like, no, I wouldn't.
No, I'm not talking about leave. I don't even think you would I don't think you would do anything. You would just say how you feel and then be like, so what do you want for dinner?
Oh, no, I won't be cooking.
Or what do you want me to order? I'm ordering.
Neither.
Nah. I'm saying you would, I'm not saying in that moment, but you would just move on from it. You said how you felt. And
I wouldn't move on right away.
But you would move on.
I don't know, man. So this, I got no words.
So moving on.
I'm getting angry on the inside.
We're going to move on from reality TV. The point of the matter is, if you want your relationship to last, reality TV probably is not the outlet you want to go to make money and firm up your brand. Okay. That's an opinion from T. All right. The next thing I want to talk about is The Crown. So I'm still in the middle of watching this current season on Netflix. I haven't watched it all. But speaking of the reality TV and everything like that, it had me thinking about Meghan and Harry. How they basically just left the UK in British royalty, and they're still considered British royalty actually, but they're not, like, they have no.
Does he keep his title?
He still has it now. The Queen was like, you chill for about a year and then we'll revisit it.
She gonna let him keep it forever. Maybe not her, but she gonna let him keep it forever.
She gonna be like, look, you need to just do a couple of royal duties throughout the year, stay in America and whatever.
You're not on a payroll anymore.
But I think that he probably recognized the fact that, like, all right.
What they were doing to his wife, they did to his mother.
Right.
And he wasn't looking to have that kind of life.
Right. And so I'm not.
Kudos to him. I gotta say, kudos to him.
But the thing about it, though, is what made me think when watching The Crown was that, like, so The Crown to me, in real life, the royal, what are they called? The royal family.
Mm-hmm.
They are a reality TV. The whole thing with like trying to figure out like Harry's true parentage, his father. So I had to pull up a picture of the man, Major James Hewitt, I think his name is. Um, so people are saying that this guy, because he admitted that he had an affair with Diana, and so I had to Google pictures of him to see if Harry looks like him. And
This
in
is
my
Chloe
opinion,
and OJ all over again.
oh my God, right? That's Chloe and OJ. It's crazy.
Biology doesn't make you a parent, though.
But William doesn't look like his father in the pictures that I posted. He looks like his mother, though.
Yeah.
He definitely looks like Diana. But Harry, in the pictures that I posted, looks just like James Hewitt. But if you look at other pictures of James Hewitt, I don't think he really looks like him.
Yeah.
But what I'm bringing this all up to say is like the strains of being in the royal family, to me, is similar to reality TV in that, you know, everything is heightened and you just feel a need to, like, I don't know, just you're on 100 all day, every day. And Harry probably recognized that and was like, I can't raise my family in this, and let me move on.
What I don't understand is, okay, no, I do know, like, okay, what's homegirl Kate? Like, she can do no wrong. Like, literally
Nothing.
Like, she has worn the same outfits and they're like, she's so amazing. She recycled a coat and some shoes, and she's showing the world that you can rewear clothes. Everybody does it. Anyway, but
she ain't doing nothing different.
She ain't doing nothing different than nobody else on earth is doing. But she's so amazing. Right. And then remember the one time they were doing something and homeboy went to like touch her shoulder and she was like, and they were like, again, she's amazing. But like homegirl is just like looking at her husband lovingly. Megan's looking at her husband lovingly, talking about like he's such an amazing human. And they're like, you can't do that. That's not protocol.
Megan couldn't do anything. Everything she did was wrong.
Yeah.
And up to and including her family.
Yeah.
That she, like, could you imagine? And so the like I said, but it's not reality TV, but it is.
But and that's the thing too. It's like, so Kate, he put, like, I will say, oh, what's the brother's name?
William
put her through the ringer. Like, they dated for a long time. But listen, she's reaping her rewards and benefits now. But I will say, I feel like homegirl played the long game, and good on you, homegirl. Good on you for not giving up. I tip my hat to any girl who plays the long game or short game, whatever. But
she reminds me of she is okay. So Megan, stick with me for a minute. Megan is Sherry McDowell.
Okay.
And Kate is the one that hopped on the leg, right? Coming to America is going to be so good because they're all coming back. I cannot wait. We have to do a whole episode on just that show.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing and so true. But homegirl, like, she can do no wrong. So then poor Megan, not only is she black, and then like in the eyes of an English person, and I'm speaking from experience. My stepdad from England spent my summers there. Trust me, I know what I'm saying when I'm telling you. Not only is she black, she's American, and she's like ruining the country.
If you sometimes I look at the tweets and I'm like, wow, they still go hard on her. She's not even there. Like, they announced that they lost a baby,
and she's disgusting.
Right.
How could you share something like that?
So,
you're doing that for sympathy, mind you.
It's crazy.
She's dealing with
hopefully they're living the life that they wanted to live away from public eye. They're not, like, they make a couple appearances on Zoom meetings.
They're never gonna be private people.
Right. But the extent to which they allow us into their life, you know, it's good.
But good on you, homeboy. I appreciate you. I nod my hat to you. And homegirl, y'all better never break up. You played a good game.
Yeah.
And you did it strong, And y'all better never break up.
Yep, exactly. The next thing I want to talk about is the new Oprah Red Table Talk discussions. I've seen like all these celebrities are running to talk to Jada and them.
So here's something for people who don't know about. There's the American subculture, and I'm not gonna identify it to something because not everybody knows what kitchen table talk means. That kitchen table talk, when you say that to some people, you know exactly what that means. But let me explain it. Kitchen table talk is like, we're getting our coffee, we're gonna talk some shit,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna address it here at the table, we're gonna squash it, and once we leave, ain't nothing happened at this table.
Right.
It is done.
Exactly.
And that's why this Red Table Talk is so amazing. It is the new Oprah.
So since they started, they've had a few people in there. Did you see the one with Demi Moore and her children?
I only saw clips.
So basically, Demi went into detail about the type of mother she was, and the girls were like, actually, it was only two of her daughters, I think, Rumor and Scout. I don't know the other one. Anyway, they were on there with the red table.
What kind of mother did she say she was? I didn't see that.
She was like self-involved and yeah, and she was there but she wasn't there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so but it's kitchen table talk.
Yeah.
Mixed with Oprah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned the kitchen table talk because it's definitely was one of those things where you're like, why is Demi Moore is like
it doesn't translate to certain people. But yes, you need to go to that kitchen. You talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's done, and when we leave, we don't discuss.
She talked about when she OD'd and her daughter being there. Yeah, it was.
Oh, I gotta catch up.
Yeah, I gotta catch.
Para mi gente latina, esto tirando lata. Para mi gente latina. So you know how spilling the tea?
We're talking about Red Table Talk with Jada and them, not Gloria and them.
I'm talking about it. So you know the phrase tipping tea? Tipping the tea?
No. What's tipping the tea?
Sipping tea.
What's sipping the tea? Yeah.
In Spanish, it's tipping the tea.
Oh, okay.
This is why I use phrases in America all the time, and I always say them wrong. Pero virando lata is when you're tipping your pot, your tea. Virando lata is like, so that's our red table talk.
Oh, okay.
That's our kitchen table talk. It's like, estoy virando lata. I'm gonna give you some gossip, and we're gonna talk about it. But it don't mean
it's tipping the tea.
The I'm spilling the tea, but that's it. That's it.
So definitely people coming on the show and spilling the tea. Snoop Dogg came on there and he was like apologizing for the things that he said. And then we had Jordan Woods on there and
that was a great one.
She's apologizing, not apologizing, but explaining.
She has nothing to apologize for.
She's explaining. She basically said she had her leg over Tristan Thomas. We actually did an episode about it when it first came out, so you guys can definitely Google that, watch it on YouTube or whatever. I like the one with Will Smith and Jada and them, their kids. It was kind of cool because they had like a family discussion at the table. And then the most recent one is Olivia Jade, who is the daughter of Massimo
and Laurie Loughlin,
right, and who are both in jail right now because of the student scandal, the admissions scandal.
Yeah.
So it's just
no. So hold on though. But so, what do they call her mom?
Who?
Jada's mom, because she didn't want homegirl on there.
Oh, Gam,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Gam didn't want her on there.
Right.
And I'm like, I agree. I don't fucking know why she was there. I'm never gonna watch it.
Right.
But at the same time, she needs to, I guess, tip her tea about it. Did you see it? Did you?
Yeah, I know. I only saw clips.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I really want to see it. Like, I'm glad that Gam said what she said to her about, like, you're very entitled and what have you. The only thing I can say about Olivia Jade is that I'm sure networks were lining up to interview her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not like nobody wanted to speak to her. I'm sure if she called Robin Roberts.
But I feel like this was a calculated move.
Well, let me just say, I appreciate the fact that she went on the red table and had a conversation with 3 Black women, two of which...
That must be hard for somebody in her seat that probably is not exposed to such diversity. And there's that subculture. So yes, okay.
But the two of those women, who one of them was a former drug addict, and both of them grew up in, like, quote unquote, the hood.
Mhm.
So for her to have a conversation with these three people,
Mhm.
3 Black women,
Yeah.
on a show that's not a network show,
Yeah.
and get, I don't think that she expected Gam to come at her like that. Adrian to her name. I don't know why I keep calling she and my grandma. But Adrian to come at her like that, like, I don't respect you or your mama or any of them.
Yeah.
And for her to sit there and, like, I understand my privilege. I don't think
Take
she
it.
understands her privilege, but
She knows it's
part of
there,
the first
but
step
she doesn't
is
understand it,
recognizing
yeah.
that, okay, I do have privilege. What do I got to do?
And then her talking about, well, I didn't go back because I know I wasn't meant to be there. Oh, well, thank you.
It's crazy.
Thank you. You already have this global platform and people who don't care that you got into a school that you like. She doesn't need school.
Right.
Oh, thank you.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But like I said, I appreciate, part of the first step is trying to find whether your intention was, I think her intention, part of it was to understand and show remorse.
Okay.
She could have been using it to her benefit. Well,
Mhm.
we all do that.
Oh yeah.
But she could have didn't use a bigger platform if it was truly about herself, I think. Because she could have went on 60. I'm telling you, one of these networks would have.
She had her pick to go anywhere.
Right.
But I also think somebody who understands that social media platform, she chose the major network for her platform and for her community that she's still trying to make a coin on. So it was a calculated move.
Yeah, but I still stand by the fact that she could have went anywhere, because all those clips will always end up on social media, however, whatever form that may be in.
Yeah.
That she could have been on GMA, she could have been on the Today Show, 60 Minutes, whatever the case, and she still would have gotten. She might have had a bigger platform. Who knows? But
yeah,
and all of those networks show clips of it.
Yeah.
So it's weird. The last thing I want to talk about is the Hillsong Church. That's the church with Pastor Carl Lentz
from
he's the celebrity
Australia,
pastor.
right?
Yeah.
It's originally from Australia. Yeah.
So he got fired from his church because he was having an affair with a woman in New York. And the thing that
Did we say allegedly on this?
No, because she did an interview on Good Morning America and said I had an affair with him. So can it be alleged if that's what she said. It's alleged. I think it's only alleged if nobody's copping anything. And he said I had inappropriate relations.
Oh.
So you know what I'm saying? And now he's in rehab.
Oh no, he did the rehab route.
Yeah.
Oh.
And his family's like, I stand by him. But the thing I want to focus on is the celebrity church. Like all these.
Is that one considered celebrity? Because in Down Under.
No, but they have.
There's one in LA and there's one in New York.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Right. Oh,
what I'm talking about though is the fact that there's so many churches. Once they start getting celebrity parishioners, the regular parishioners start to feel neglected, and so much so that one of the parishioners from the church in LA, she said she left because everything was about catering to the Justin Biebers of the world, the Selena Gomez's of the world. She's like, we all are Christian, we worship Jesus Christ and everything, and everything was about catering to their needs, and everything was focused on them, and we were getting neglected as parishioners that had been there for years and years and years. And that makes me wonder, like, can Christianity be bought?
Yes.
There you go.
We used to sell, look at the Roman Catholic Church. We used to sell absolution, I believe is the word. I know Lieutenant Colonel Awesome is going to text me in a few days to let me know if I'm using the right word. But we used to sell absolution to get into heaven, like all your sins are done. Sell it. Yes.
I think to some extent it's being sold today.
Mm-hmm.
So
everything can be bought.
It's crazy.
Everything got a price tag.
Everything is everything can be bought and sold in this world.
Yes.
Ain't that some shit?
Yes.
With that being said, I want to go to one last thing before we close out the show. It's been a pretty good show.
I love talking about pop culture.
Do you?
Yes, because half the time when like we don't know nothing, like, huh? I like to hear us back. Those like
The clip?
we're so old.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, oh, I don't know about it. I'm so old.
It's true. It's true. All right, let's transition to.
It's time for Tamika's Thoughts.
I'm working on it, people. I'm working on it. All right. All right. So, with Christmas a week away, during these unprecedented times that have been interrupted by the coronavirus and an unseemly, unending presidential election, many have taken time to espouse their Christian beliefs. We have all been behind a car during this season that has a bumper sticker that said, keep Christ in Christmas. What exactly does that mean? So many people are screaming about Christian values, but I've seen less and less of those values displayed this year. From rioters trashing buildings, the Proud Boys storming government buildings, protesters refusing to wear masks, bar owners running down cops, and people threatening the lives of those they disagree with, I see no Christian values in sight. So where is the Christ in Christmas? Christmas has become more about gifts than anything else. I'm a retail merchandiser, and the disgusting behavior that I see exhibited by people buying gifts as a symbolic gesture of the birth of Christ is mind-boggling. I believe many have forgotten what the true meaning of Christmas is. I don't pretend to be a great Christian with 100% Christian values, but it's really disheartening to see what has become of become of us as people, and more succinctly, Christian people. As we near closer to the day we celebrate Jesus Christ, please ask yourself, am I living Christ-like? Have I kept Christ in Christmas? Marissa, before we go, I want to wish you and your family a Merry Christmas and thank you for another year of friendship. Where can they catch us?
Yep, yeah, yes, 18 on Instagram and Twitter. The Yep, yeah, yes podcast on Facebook. Any streaming device that has a podcast playing service, all you've got to do is say, hey, the device, please play the Yep, yeah, yes podcast. And happy holidays.
Happy holiday. Happy Hanukkah to y'all that are celebrating Hanukkah right now. When is Christmas? What is it, on the 25th again this year?
It's going to be December 32nd this year.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. Until next time.
Que lo que?
But you don't know. Nah.